Hi, I'm Spence, and welcome to another Prosperous Musician where we talk about music, marketing, and money. Now, if you've a musician, you've been on YouTube, you've seen tons of musicians who are making music videos, cover videos. Have you ever thought about how to make money out of cover videos? First off, the easiest way, and probably the cheapest way, of creating content for your channel, for your social media. So maybe the easiest way to get started is to just do cover versions and to record them live. Now, the good thing about when you record them live is it's not classed, the music isn't classed as a publication. You haven't re-recorded it and released it. What you've done is just captured a live performance. So you wouldn't be interfering with that song's publication. So why not get yourself into a venue, hire a good sound engineer, get some good lighting, and just record a load of covers. Easily done. And you could then release that as an album, a live album. You could do it interspersed with your own songs as well, and that would be the easiest way of getting around it, because, as I said, you don't need to get permission if you're recording it live, because the artists will get paid if the venue you're recording has a license from a Performing Rights Society. Now, in the UK, that would be called the PRS, and each venue that is licensed to play live music, they pay money to the PRS for such things. So the artists will get a slice of that money, and any covers that you're doing that night will be eventually filtered back to the artist, and they will get paid accordingly. You, on the other hand, will have a great looking live concert, which you can then market how you like. So that would be the first way of doing it, and that's probably the best way and the easiest way. And also those videos you can use and upload onto YouTube. Another good way is, especially at the moment when there isn't many venues actually open, is to play music live on the street. Now, you can busking, street performing, whatever you want to call it. That's even easier. It might not be as good a recording because you can't control necessarily the environment so much as you can in a venue where you've got all the lighting, and you can, to a certain extent, control the environment. The outside is a bit more unpredictable, but however, it can be a lot more exciting for that reason. There's been numerous videos, if you look on YouTube, of certain artists who may not be particularly famous, but getting millions of views from a well-chosen, well-played cover, played with heart, with passion, maybe a complete reimagining of that song. And also what makes it more interesting is the audience's reaction, because if you've got a big crowd going, and obviously there's that unpredictability factor. You know, some people have done cover versions on the street, and then the artist who they're covering turns up, offers them a gig, believe it or not. I think there's a video of Seal and of the guy from Bronxy Beat opening up a lot of doors that way, and also tapping into that artist's fan base. So that's one way of doing it, is playing live, whether that's in a venue or out on the street. So give it a whirl. So the second way is to do it properly, and what I mean by that is to get a license. Now, there are various companies that do this. There's a company called Harry Fox Agency, which is in the States. There's the wearethehits.com, which you can check online their catalogue of songs and see which songs have actually got a license and buy a license that way. Or the one I prefer, because I'm already a member of this site, is go through DistroKid rather. And what DistroKid do is they make it very, very easy to get your song covered. It's basically $12 for a license. And when you upload your music automatically on DistroKid, it'll ask you at the beginning, is this an original or is it a cover? Obviously, if you click the cover, it takes the $12. It then makes sure that that track that money rather goes to the artist of that track and any subsequent royalties. So you don't have to do anything other than pay the money. It's all taken care of. They do all the difficult distribution work at the back end, and you've just got a one-off license. So that would be my suggestion if you're seriously considering doing it the proper legal way, which of course you should do if you're going to re-record, not necessarily do a live performance, but if you want to re-record it and release it as a track maybe, then you will need to get proper coverage and permission, which the DistroKid thing does very easily. And also, once you're in that system, there's a lot of other ways which you can obviously upload your music to Spotify, Deezer, Apple Music, and all the rest of them, and TikTok. In fact, they're one of the few ones that upload your music to TikTok. So that would be my suggestion. It's so easy. It's a great company, and try it out. I will drop a link down below to if you want to check it out. And if you're not already a member of DistroKid, then that could be the way for you if you've done a recording of a cover, or several recordings in fact. So once you've started building up your fan base for the covers, then another option could be sponsorship. So you could approach certain whether it's local businesses, whoever it is, if you're getting a certain good number of views for your online covers, you could approach business and say, hey look, I'm getting a lot of hits on this, would you like to sponsor the video? That could be some kind of product placement thing. It could be if you're a particularly fashionable performer, they could be paying for your clothes. If it's you need props, they could be providing props. It could be just they're contributing towards the production costs. There's a lot of ways. If you're getting a lot of eyeballs on your stuff, there'd be a lot of people interested in piggybacking on that audience. So don't underestimate the power of sponsorships, and don't think that you need millions and billions of views. Maybe if you're just getting a few thousand or tens of thousands, if you approach local businesses that somehow there's a link between your music or the theme of the song and that particular business, then that could be a really interesting partnership for them. So as ever, try these things out. The worst that people can say is no. Just keep trying, just try a few out. Approach a few businesses that you think would be a good fit. Maybe businesses that you yourself, their products you use and endorse. That would be a better thing, because you don't really want to do something or promote something that's at odds with your image. So if you're a squeaky clean pop artist, you unlikely be doing sponsorship deals with cigarette or drug companies. However, as I said earlier, if you're a very fashionable performer, then going to a local clothes distributor or clothes manufacturer even, or a local fashion designer, that could be a really good match. So try it out, be creative. Another way is also live streams. So again, once you've got a bit of an audience, live streams could be a way of getting monetized. Now there's different ways. There's Twitch you can do it on, and also Bandcamp, as I mentioned in another video, are also launching a live stream facility. So you can link it up to your Bandcamp account. People can pay you. You can set up merch tables, and it's just like an all-in-one sort of setup. So you can set up live streams, charge tickets for them. And that's another way of monetizing your live performances. Now, if you do that, if you're doing live performances in a venue or out on the street, that could be a way of doubling up on your income. So instead of just waiting for, so if you were busking, for example, which is a great way of earning money if you're a musician, especially during the holiday season. So not only are you opening yourself up to income from people watching you live, then if you set up film it live or get someone to film it for you, putting it on Bandcamp app, for example, or Twitch, or even Facebook Live, you can then charge people to view it who aren't at that particular location at that time. So that's another great way of monetizing cover versions. Patreon is also a great way, once you're getting a bit of an audience, to transfer people onto Patreon. Now the good thing about that is you can control the output that you choose to show to your subscribers. So you can have on YouTube, for example, you could be doing covers if you'd got the license for them, obviously, if you're doing live kind of stuff, and that could be leading people in to your Patreon site. Then once they're on the Patreon site, you give them exclusive footage which only the subscribers get to see. So you're setting out your free stuff to get people in, and that could also be done with live gigs. It could be done with busking. You can have a sign up saying follow me on Patreon. People will find you there, and then if they support you, it could be as little as $1 a month, or it could be as much as you like, $1,000, $10,000 a month. The sky's the limit with that stuff. And you obviously create different tiers, different systems, different sections and segments, and you give more, obviously, exclusive footage to the people who pay higher and less to the people who pay lower. So Patreon is another great way of monetizing your audience. Another one, which is a bonus idea I'm going to throw in here for you, is another way of recording songs without paying anything and not having to get permission, is to record songs that are in the public domain. Now, these songs that have their writer has died over 75 years ago, and I think it's about 1922. If they were recorded before 1922, they're probably out of copyright by now, which means basically anybody can record them. You can do what you like with them. You can change the melody, change the lyrics, you can reimagine it however you like, and because no one really technically owns it, you can re-release that as a song as well. So a great way of doing this, a great way of cashing in on this rather, is to record Christmas songs, because a lot of Christmas songs are out of copyright. They're very old, Silent Night, The Holly and the Ivy, all those songs over 100 years old, and they're timeless. Everyone knows them, everyone loves them, and you can put your own spin on them. You could do a whole album of Christmas songs and you wouldn't need to get any permission for that. You're well within your rights to re-record it, repackage it however you want. So that would be my bonus tip, is check it out. Just Google songs in the public domain, see which ones are coming up. There's new ones coming in every day, every month, every year, obviously, as copyrights wear out. But the evergreen classics, the Christmas songs, are always there, and it's a great way of cashing in over Christmas. And here's another bonus, an added bonus to the bonus, is you could just approach publishers directly. If there's a particular song that you really like, or you're connected to that artist, you're a fan of theirs, there's nothing to stop you contacting the publisher of that song and saying, look, I'd love to cover this song, how can I do this? They might just say, if you've got a big audience, for example, or they're feeling particularly sort of generous, you might say, well, actually, you can do it for nothing. I'm quite happy to have an extra audience for this new song, for this new version that you're going to do. So don't be afraid of just going direct, cutting out the middleman completely, going directly even to the artist, but generally they'll probably point you to the publisher, because it's the publisher who will own the rights to the song as well. So try that out. Very easy to find where songs are published, and it could be a great start. It could be a great relationship that you build up with that particular artist or different artists. If you've got their blessing, that's another way they might feature you on their socials. They might be more inclined to push your cover version if you've built up a good relationship with them. And after all, the music business, like any business, is about people. The more people you know, the more contacts you make, the more professional you are in your delivery and execution of things, then the more likely you are to be known by different people and get the breaks, get these opportunities that might come up which you might never have thought about, might take you in directions you never thought of. So there you go, there's a ton of information there. There's loads of things for you to have a go at, loads of things to try out. Please hit the notification bell. We do videos every Monday and live sessions every Friday. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already, and share this with your friends if you got some value out of it. And I'd love to hear your comments down below on any successes or challenges that you've had with any of these ideas. In the meantime, stay safe, be prosperous.